Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
I am that dude, Bodkins. Patty to patty. It's ridiculous. No way. There's nobody else out there. He's your guy. Give a big round of applause for the one and only BodkinShow. I'm going to repeat that again, folks. I didn't stutter. Welcome to the Bodkins Show. Good evening, everybody. Happy opening day of baseball, baby. That's right. It is opening day where all 30 teams have a little bit of hope. I mean, maybe some teams don't have as much hope as others. My Cubs are smack dab middle of meh. Maybe we got a little hope. Meh. Maybe we don't have any hope at all. We'll find out. I'll probably be out of it by the end of May and say baseball season's over. Stay tuned for that, folks. But we won today. We got to fly the W. Excited about today's show. We're going to talk our Final Four preview, and then we're going to talk, obviously, baseball tonight as we give you our MLB Power Rankings. And tonight, as always, joined with me every Thursday night, my Puerto Rican brother, Johnny Cruz. Johnny, what is up, my brother? Yankees won today, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Big win, 5-0 win today. Judge with a home run. Garrett Cole, 6 shutout innings. So overall, it was a good game. Got to see the youngster, the rookie Volpe, play his first game. He didn't get a hit, but he got a walk, stole a base, and he made every play defensively, and that's all you can ask for from a rookie. So for his first game, it was a good game one, man.
I mean, this might be the only time in the season the Cubs-Yankees have the same record, so I'm gonna be happy. We're both 1-0. I'll take it. I am rocking the Ryan Sandberg jersey tonight. Nice. Rocked it all day at work as we had opening day special at work today, so they let us rock our jerseys, and nice. Cub proud all the way. Through and through. So also joining us, we keep having the old guys on, Johnny. They keep rotating them out the nursing home, and they keep flip-flopping. So one week it was Scott, last week it was Keith, and tonight Keith's sleeping, so they woke up Scott. I said, give me the old guys again when I called 1-800-OLD-MEN at the nursing home. Welcome back to the program, as always, friend Scott Cobe, host of the Scott Cobe Show.
Yeah, my Red Sox are in serious trouble. You know,
the guy waving the white flag already.
The guy from the Mexican food restaurant didn't pitch so well today, so we got to find somebody else. So,
Scott, I mean, Boston is in trouble. I don't know. I don't know. No, the Patriots are going to be bad. Red Sox are going to be bad. Hey, at least you had 20 years of great sports there. In that, you still got the Bruins. Bruins are kicking ass. We lost you.
I can't hear you, bro.
You can't hear you. Plug yourself back in. Yep. Get the nurse to help you out. Nope.
I still can't hear you.
Still can't hear you.
Okay, I'm back.
All right, there you go. Hey, there you go. Put your hearing aids in.
Leave the plug alone, nurse, please. I think Keith Engel just woke up in the background. So, yeah, it was not a good day for the Red Sox. I am not happy with what they are. I watched the game today. They're terrible. They're terrible.
Keith, I mean, Scott, you got the Red Sox stink. Patriots probably going to stink. At least you got the Bruins and maybe the Celtics going to carry Beantown.
Well, if the Bucks showed up tonight, I'd like to see them play a really good game, but they lost by almost 40 to the Celtics tonight. So, or they are. And the Bruins, the Bruins are amazing this year. I'm really, really excited to see what they do in the playoffs here. So, don't forget, the NHL leader in points has never fared well in the playoffs. So.
True that.
Yeah.
Let's jump into Scott, you were on there a couple weeks ago. We filled out our bracket. We don't have one single Final Four from that bracket in the Final Four. What's your thoughts of this Final Four shaking out?
Are we going men's or women's first?
We can do men. We're doing men's first.
Dude, they're just all scratched off, bro. loser. It's crazy.
We're not the only ones that had a bad bracket. I just think that the 3 of the 4 teams are first-time Final Four teams, so that's exciting. You know, you see new blood in there instead of the Dukes, the Kentuckys, Kansases, all those teams. So I like San Diego State and the way they play defense. They're a lockdown team. But I think UConn is just head and shoulders above the rest. I think they've played phenomenally well in this tournament. I don't see any of the 3 other teams beating them in the tournament. So I kind of am siding with UConn in this. I think UConn has guard play, has the inside presence to cause teams a lot of trouble. And whoever wins that San Diego State FAU game is going to be in for a really, really tough battle come championship game if UConn beats Miami. So
I think either team that wins that game, I think that's the national championship game, to be completely honest. UConn and Miami. And I did a little work here, Nick. Put in some work for you. UConn.
Well, that's what I pay you for, Johnny.
the first game against Iona, they beat them by 24. They beat St. Mary by 15. They beat Arkansas by 23 and Gonzaga by 28. They averaged margin of victory 22.8. They averaged almost 82 points a game. Miami averaged only 11 points as far as wins, but 81 points a game as well. So this may be a high-scoring game between UConn and Miami, and I think whoever wins that game wins the title, regardless. It's a nice story with Florida Atlantic. You know what I'm saying? Down here in Florida, you know, everybody's going crazy for them. I'm happy for the kids there, stuff like that. Not even going to act like I know a lot about San Diego State, but I don't, except that Marshall Faulk went there. But I'm excited, like you said, about, you know, some new blood there. UConn had to mess it up and be a top 4 team, because have we ever had it where it was 5 and higher? I don't think we ever did.
No ones, no twos. I mean, that's right. That's
crazy. That's crazy. And the highest seed is UConn at 4. You know what I'm saying? You got 4, 2 5s, and a 9. That's pretty cool, man. So I'm excited about it. I'm gonna be sitting there. I already told wife I ain't doing a damn thing on Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So I'm chilling and I'm watching both of those games on Saturday, and I can't wait to watch the women, bro. The women's gonna be fun, bro.
And we're gonna get to that because you know I got my special place in my heart for the women. I mean, can the Canes pull it off? I mean, the UConn has been demolishing everybody.
Yeah, bro.
Scott, what's the key for the Canes to try to keep this close? Because UConn has ran through this whole tournament.
It's the guard play. Miami's got phenomenal guards. I mean, even before the tournament started, I said they're a top 3 tandem. But they actually have 3 guards that can.
They got 3. They got 3 guys that they basically play at the same time.
The Miller kid's been killing
perfect. Yeah, he's been killing it, and Pack has been outstanding too. Mm-hmm. And Wong during the year was outstanding for them. So I just think that if you can control the game inside and force Miami to take tough, difficult perimeter shots, you'll be fine. Right. But that's easier said than done, because this Miami team is well coached. Larinaga has been through this tournament many, many times before. They went to the Elite 8 last year, and they lost in the Elite 8, so they know how to get through the tournament and navigate, and that's crucial in advancing. So
they were down 13 to Texas and they made that comeback by not shooting threes. It's not like they shoot their way back into it.
Right.
They're a penetration, old school, very old school type game team. And we're going to take this to the hole. We're going to play strong defense. Scott, you mentioned Jim Larinaga. I think to me, he's the best coach of the 4 left. Yeah. He's been there and done that. I mean, he took George Mason to the Final Four back in 2007. So 13 years ago. Longer, I guess. I mean, 15, 18 years ago, he took them to the finals, or Final Four. George Mason, and now he's taking a Miami team, the U, which whoever would have thought, you know, the U would be a basketball place now, and now look at them. Yeah. They're there. I like this Miami team. I'm kind of with what Johnny said here, is that the winner of that game's probably going to be favored. I look at the other 2 games. I look at them as Butler a couple of years ago. Yeah. And remember not the Duke game where they almost with Gordon Hayward when they almost won the game. I think it was the year after that against UConn where UConn just blew them out by 30. I feel like that's what would happen to those other, FAU or
San Diego State.
San Diego State. Yeah, thanks, Johnny. San Diego State. If once they play Miami or UConn.
So the only thing that I worry about, sorry, Scott. The only thing I worry about is Miami and UConn kind of wearing themselves out, going at each other because that's going to be a physical. That's going to be a really good game. Miami's got some guys there that have experience, including Isaiah Wong. That's going to be a battle, bro. That UConn Miami game is going to be a battle. I don't want to just dismiss Florida Atlantic and San Diego State. Like I said, I just think this is the better game, Miami and UConn, but when you're in that final and it's just one game, you never know, man. I mean, that's the beauty of the tournament is the single elimination. All kinds of craziness can happen, man. So either way, like I said, I'm going to sit back and enjoy it on Saturday, man. I'm going to be chilling.
Yeah, and my personal opinion is this. First team to 60 in that FAU San Diego State wins the game.
Yeah.
That's my
Tell them
opinion.
your facts, Scott. Tell us. Go ahead and tell us your stat there.
About what?
The under.
Yeah, the under in San Diego. So here's my bet. I didn't have a show this week, obviously. So I will give you my bet right here. San Diego State and Florida Atlantic are going under 131.5. And the reason why, San Diego State has played 13 straight games to the under. Look at the Creighton game, 57-56. That was way under the under. So I just think that San Diego State plays a really good brand of defense, that nobody has seen before. I know Florida Atlantic went to beat Tennessee, who's a really good defensive team, have beaten defensive teams this term, but nothing is like San Diego State. So I like San Diego State in this game because defensively they will do things to Florida Atlantic that Florida Atlantic's going to have to adjust to. Florida Atlantic turns the ball over a lot in games, and they're going to turn the ball over again. And the other thing is you're playing in a dome, shooting background. The basket's going to look like it's a million miles away in a dome. So shooting is going to be at a premium. So Florida Atlantic's going to have to score at least 2 times every 4 possessions they get. And I don't think they're going to be able to do it because they're going to tire down. They're going to wear out. They're not going to be able to run. The court's going to look like it's 3 football field size in that dome that they're playing in.
I don't like going to the football domes. I hate it. I don't like it.
I do too. Ever since they went into the Superdome and the Astrodome and all these other domes, the NCAA is like, we're going to the domes every year and we're going to charge astronomical.
I'm about to say, it's
money.
It's all about money, man.
It's all about money. And the one thing they regret is Texas or Houston are not there in the Final Four because they could have made a mint off of that. So I think San Diego State's gonna win that game, but I also think it's gonna be a 50, 58, 55 type of game. So
yeah, I mean both of those teams are pretty battle tested. I mean, Florida Atlantic had to get past a tough Tennessee and then a number 3 Kansas State. San Diego State, of course, beat number 1 Alabama, but they had a little bit easier of a road. Just saying, but no, it's gonna be an interesting matchup between Florida Atlantic and San Diego State. Like I said, nobody expected these teams to be anywhere near the Final Four, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. And like I said, I'm with Scott on the whole some new blood in there, man. So it's nice, man. I'm super ecstatic that my Canes are there. I never would have thought. I was excited last year when they made the Elite Eight. I was like, oh, cool, good for them. Now they're in the Final Four, and I think they have a chance to win the whole thing.
So Alan is saying, you say this, FAU has the best win-loss record in the whole tournament. Give me the owl. So
I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I just think if you look at what FAU has done, is they've turned the ball over a lot in the tournament. They were down 7 to Kansas State and came back and won that game. They've been down in the tournament and came back and won. I just think San Diego State style is not going to allow them to come back from a 7-point lead for San Diego State is going to seem like 15 in that. So to me, fly to W. To me, it comes down to can FAU deal with San Diego State's defense? And San Diego State's not a pressure type of defense. They're not, full court press defense. In the half court transition, Florida Atlantic is going to get nothing in the transition because San Diego State can get back. You saw it in the regional final. They got back on defense, and they made it really hard for Creighton to do anything in the half court game. And that's the same thing that's going to happen in this game. So
I think who you go ahead and give us you guys this winner. Who you guys got here in the final? Go ahead and give us the Final Four title game and winner.
I got San Diego State and I got UConn in the final, and I got UConn winning.
I'm going completely opposite. I got an all Florida championship. I got Miami and Florida Atlantic, and I think the U's going to actually win the title, man.
So Jay Goodrich, shout out Jay. What up, Jay Bird? San Diego State grinds out, tough win. A guy who knows San Diego State.
Jay knows what he's talking about.
He's from lives in San Diego, so he knows San Diego. Miami hits threes to beat UConn. Miami beats SDU in the last 5 minutes to win the title.
I'll take it.
And I think as we said earlier, as Nick said earlier, Miami goes to the basket a lot more than people think.
They
people
do whatever
think
they need to do to win the game, which is so Nick, like you mentioned it, Nick, old school type style. If we ain't hitting our threes, then we're driving to the basket and trying to get foul calls and whatever.
Attack the basket.
Yes,
attack the basket.
The problem I've had,
don't let them. And like he said, don't let them start hitting the threes.
Yeah,
because they will blow you out.
The problem I've had in this tournament, teams have been 3 for 17 from 3-point range, and it just kept jacking threes up.
Right.
Instead of going to the basket and watching the ball fall through the basket, you're just jacking threes up, and all of a sudden you're 3 for 30. You lose the game by 5 points, and you say, "Well, how come we lost?" Because you're jacking threes up the entire game, and you can't do that. You can't do it. Miami is smart enough to go to the basket. So
hey, Scott, you were high on UConn. I was high on Miami. One guy that wasn't. So it was our friend of the program, Tanner. The buffoon was buffooning it up. He had all 4 teams in the Final Four losing the first round. So don't be riding with Tanner on the gambling. He seems to be cold on the old college basketball.
Right. Did you make a bet with Tanner with the Cubs and Brewers?
Huh?
Did you make a bet with Tanner on the Cubs and Brewers?
Should have. I did it. We did it. No, we did it. Should have.
Tanner, get your Cubs shirt out.
Hey, yeah. Hey, there we go.
Who you got, Nick?
So I had a bet. Friend of the program, CK Landez, text me. I think Sweet 16 early. Said UConn's the best team in the league, and I said I'll take the field. So anybody but UConn. So I bet 20 on it. So I hope Miami. I hope it's Miami, and I'll take San Diego State, and I'll ride with the Canes, baby. Give it up for the U.
Yes,
for you, Johnny. Let's go. The U.
Let's do it.
And to me, the game of the weekend, though, is tomorrow night. The best college basketball player, Caitlin Clark, versus the best team in South Carolina. This girl, guys, I don't even really like girls college basketball, but I could watch Caitlin Clark play every day of my life. Yep. The girl is an absolute true gangster. I mean, absolutely. Anytime she is Steph Curry, but I mean, female version, taller. I mean, and they're gonna throw so much. I watched that game against Louisville. Number 1 rated game, highest rated women's basketball game, was higher ranked than any NBA game on ESPN all season. Shows you that she moves the needle, and I mean, she is must see TV. Louisville threw different defenders at. They did everything they could. They threw the kitchen sink at her, and she still put up 40 and a triple double. They was down 7, and then what she do on her own? Nah, bitches, I got this. I'm going to score 7 on my own. I watch a lot of her games. The first half, she really defers, and then the third quarter, she's like, all right, I'm going to play now. And But then I think because she knew they were down early, they got down early, she's like, okay, I'm going to ball out now. I'm going to show you. And, hey, she was doing the see, you can't see me, talking shit. I'm here. Hey, Caitlin Clark, that's my daughter. I love that girl. Hey, in my house, I'm an Iowa Hawkeye fan. I'm not going to – that's just – I grew up all my family's from Iowa, so very rarely do we got good teams. And by God, we got the best damn player. I think she's the best player, men's and women's. I mean, the absolute star, and she's going up against the best team. tomorrow night. I'm going to be locked and loaded in on Iowa women's versus South Carolina. Scott, I mean, can she pull it off against the best team?
She can.
She's the only one. Yeah, she's the only one, guys. Scott.
So South Carolina's got what, about a huge winning streak, something like 40 or 50 in a row.
They could go back to back undefeated. I mean,
yeah.
you know,
and Aaliyah Boston is the real deal. But
nasty,
this girl, this woman, has grapefruits. First of all, she's unbelievable.
The ice in the veins.
Her passing is just as good as how many points she can score. People don't talk about her passing. They talk about she could score 30, 40 points a game. No, she can pass the ball really well. I watched that whole Louisville, Iowa game the other night. I've seen her before, but I was just impressed with the way she set her teammates up.
Oh, he sets them up. I mean, that's how you get triple doubles. I mean, set them up. And her teammates are open, and she just cash. They shoot it. They drive. They play a nice 1-2 game. If Cesano can stay out of foul trouble, their center, if she can stay out of foul trouble, they love to play that 1-2 game, and they just can't quite. She's been in foul trouble a lot here lately. If she's got to stay out of foul trouble,
that's going to be hard against Boston too. That's the one thing that worries me. But yeah, I've been watching Caitlin Clark since last year. She was ridiculous last year. I was so hoping that she would go deeper in the tournament just so I could keep watching her play. So I tried to watch as many games as I could this year just because the girl's phenomenal to watch. I can't wait till she gets drafted into the WNBA and we can watch her there. But she's ridiculously good, bro. She has no fear. She does talk a lot of shit. But when you got game like that, you can. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a lot of fun. She's so much fun to watch, man. I like both teams. That's a hard matchup there with South Carolina. I think it's 47 or 48 in a row, something like that. That 35-0 something this year. It's ridiculous. But I'm hoping Caitlin Clark pulls it off, man. Like, I mean, I'm happy for South Carolina and what they're doing, their run that they're going on. But I want to see more of this girl play. I want to see her play for the title.
This team is good, but remember a few years ago, Mississippi State beat UConn. And it's like a team of destiny, a team that's destined to win it all. Yeah. Iowa seems like that same type of team. They're a team that's destined to win it all. And in the women's game, you don't get many upsets. This is not going to be an upset if Iowa wins tomorrow night. It just is not, in my mind. I just think Iowa is the team that's going to beat South Carolina and win it all this year because of her and because of her teammates. So I love Iowa. I really do. I think they have a good team. Nobody talks about the rest of their team. They talk about Caitlin Clark, but they have a really good basketball team. They would not be here if it were not for all of them, not just Caitlin Clark. But
she gets the glory, right, because she's the best player on the team. Right. Yeah. But they got some good shooters on that team. Sure, I have to look at the roster. Their names aren't coming to my head.
But a lot of those girls played last year. You know what I'm saying? So they were just here.
They've had the same starters for 3 years.
Right.
Yeah. That's you know what I mean? Like the same starters have been playing for 3 years. All Caitlin's career. They've all played together. She feeds them, like Keith Scott said, like they play so well together. She finds the open person and they nail it, or they drive to the basket. I mean, as long as their shooting is there, they're tough to beat. I worry about their defense at times, but they switch it up a little bit as well, and they change defenses.
And they're well coached too. That coach does a phenomenal job with them.
Both, I mean, it's both. All 4 women's are heavily really coached.
Right. Yeah. I was watching the game the other night. Caitlin Clark did not play a lot under the under 18 USA team that she was on. And the head coach was the Louisville coach. So she was in the back of her mind saying, watch this, coach. I'm going to stick it to you big time. And she just played a phenomenal game. So, I mean, it's like she's the best, men's and women's, she's the best player in the country right now. Men's and women's, I believe.
Yeah.
Without question.
She's definitely the most fun to watch, too. Man.
Absolutely. No doubt.
She's definitely the most fun to watch. But like you said, Nick, if what is it, Cesano, if she can stay out of foul trouble, that's the only thing I worry about. Like they may want to put somebody else on Boston because she could easily get that girl in foul trouble in the first several minutes of the game, and then it changes the whole demeanor of the game. So hopefully the refs let them play. You know what I'm saying? Because both teams can be physical. So let them play, and you know what I'm saying, and let's see what happens. But that's gonna be a lot of fun, man. Yeah, these next couple of days are gonna be a lot of fun with the college basketball.
Yeah, so Jay's even said, I think this is Jay's right here on the money too. Iowa versus South Carolina is the title game. To me, this is the top. This is the game. Right. This is the best game of the weekend. I want to watch because again, it's the best player versus the best team. Like this, the two really good. I mean, South Carolina's got a really great player as well, and now we've been waiting. I wish this was the title game. I was hoping South Carolina would lose just to make Iowa's road a little easier, but they're going to be tough. I mean, it's going to be a tough game. I'm excited for it. I don't think, and she's not going to let them get blown out. That's the thing. She won't let it happen.
No. The thing that I wish that ESPN and ABC had said to the women's committee, put these guys on separate sides of the bracket because ABC's got the game on Sunday afternoon. That's I agree with him. That's the championship game. Iowa, South Carolina, and ABC would get huge ratings if that game was going on Sunday. So
absolutely,
I think it'll be huge ratings tomorrow night on Friday.
Oh yeah, tomorrow night's gonna be sick. Yeah,
appointment TV tomorrow night for sure.
Yeah, that's my daughters have cheer. Luckily, the first game, the LSU game, I don't even know who they're playing.
Virginia Tech.
LSU, Virginia Tech is at 6. Hey, that's as soon as that game's about to be over. Where my daughter's got cheer, so that shit starts at 6. I think the game starts at 6. Fucking cheer practice and shit's getting over in about 30 minutes. We got to fucking hail ass home so we can get. We got Caleb Clark to watch, baby.
Nick could be looking at the coach like, yo. Gotta cut this
I'll take my daughters off the damn cheer practice team, and we got better shit to do, y'all. Like, this only comes once in a lifetime.
I gotta go. I got something to do. I know it's Friday night. I know chip, but I got something to do. So I'm out. Yeah. See you later.
Hey, my daughters are into Caitlin Clark too. They've been watching her too, so they know.
That's awesome.
They know who she is.
Yeah, so they be watching the game with you.
Yeah. They be tuning in too. So
that's phenomenal.
Great, man. That's cool.
You guys got LSU, Vatek in the other game.
I'm gonna go LSU. Everybody's predicting an all SEC championship game with LSU and South Carolina. I mean, LSU has been tough on everybody this whole tournament. So yeah, I got LSU winning this game, man, and I think I got LSU against Iowa. I think Iowa does pull the upset.
I got LSU strictly because of the coaching. Kim Mulkey's been there many, many times. She's won 3 national titles. So,
and she's been at LSU what, 2 years? 3?
2 years, yeah.
2 years. Yeah.
And she's already in the Final Four.
If Caitlin Clark has heard all this LSU South Carolina championship game, do not be surprised if she puts that team on her back and does whatever. South Carolina is not a lock to get in the title game.
It's 2 games, and she's that great of a player.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yeah. So, and it's basketball, so she could go nuts for these 2 games and win her school title, man. That'd be awesome.
Who's the number 1 pick in the
Bodkins family, the Bodkins household from Missouri all the way to Iowa. Hey, we all be celebrating if that happens. I mean, I said,
I think she's a junior, ain't she?
Yeah, she actually has 2 more. She could play 2 more years because she has a COVID year. So her freshman year was COVID year, so she could even come back and play 2 more years. So she's gonna come back next year. Like it's not like the NBA, right? Like she gonna get as much money in the NIL deals as she is going to get in the WNBA. But she could come back and play for 2 more years.
The WNBA has got to market that girl when she finally comes out and plays there crazy because she will be the face of that league for years to come. Yeah. Years to come.
Yeah.
If she doesn't go overseas and play, that obviously.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if I'm Adam Silver, you better make sure that don't happen.
Oh, no doubt.
You could build her and Abriana, right? The girl from Oregon that couple
Sabrina
years.
Ionescu.
Yeah, Sabrina. That's it.
Yeah. Shout out to the New York Liberty.
Yeah. You could build them 2 stars, right? And
stars,
really,
absolutely, man.
2 young stars. Well, let's get into it. Hey, let's go. I got Iowa, baby. We keeping on. Hey, we doing whatever we got to do in this house, saging it, praying, whatever. We hoping Caitlin can do it. So I hope so. Let's get into it. We talked at the top of the show. Baseball kicked off today. Let's unveil our new power rankings. We'll do this every month at the end of every month. But opening day power rankings. We're gonna go 10-1. Johnny, I'll start with you. Your 10th best team of the 30 teams. Who you got?
I'm going Phillies, number 10. You're saying it. I think they're top. There's a good chance that all three teams in the National League East could make the playoffs. But as far as the top 10 right now, just in my mind after one game, which ain't nothing. But like right now, looking at all 30 teams, I'm going to put Philly at number 10.
Who you got?
I got the Guardians at number 10. I think their top two pitchers, although McKenzie's out, he'll be back in May. Jose Ramirez can carry a team for weeks on end, and I think he's going to be able to. And they got the mix of some young talent. And Terry Francona, how many times has he managed a team in the season? He knows exactly what to do, how to get the most from his players, push right buttons, whatever he has to do. And they got a guy at the back end in Class A who's probably the best closer in baseball right now. So I think the Guardians at number 10 are going to win the Central in the AL. So
I agree that they're probably winning the division, but I don't have them in my top 10.
I got them at 8.
I got number 10. I got the Toronto Blue Jays, dark horse to win their division and maybe even win the American League. I'm worried about their starting pitching, not the greatest, but that lineup of Vlad Guerrero Jr., added Whit Merrifield, added Matt Chapman, Bo Bichette, and then they still have Kevin Biggio. They still got George Springer. Brandon Belt's on that team as well. They're deep. Their lineup is deep in mixes, right? Guys who can hit for power. I worry. The only thing that I worry about is their starting pitching hold up? They're going to have to slug their way. But I got the Blue Jays here at the 10 spot.
I have them a little higher, but
I got them a little higher too.
I agree with you 100% with them. They if this is not the year for them, then when? That's what I think. So
I got them at 7. At number 9, I got St. Louis. So I got Philly 10, St. Louis 9, Cleveland 8, Toronto 7. Just to give you those 4 right there, because we all got it seems like we all got kind of the similar type teams in the last 5 of the top 10. So
I think the top 10 is probably going to be littered with the same amount of teams.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right.
But so who you got at 9?
At 9, I got St. Louis, the Cardinals.
You got the Cardinals. Okay. Who you got, Keith? Or I keep calling you Keith. Different old guy, Scott. Last week I was calling Keith Scott. Scott, who you got?
I got the Cardinals too. I think they're good enough to win their division. I don't know if they're good enough to win the National League, but I think they're good enough to win their division, and I think they're good enough to win high 80s in games. So
I got the Cardinals at 8. Okay. And at 9 I got the Mariners.
So we're reversed because I got the Mariners at 8. So
okay. So I got the Mariners at 9. And I gave the Cardinals so nobody can call me a fucking homer at 8. Okay, so it hurts my cubby heart. But I mean, the Mariners, I like what that team. I loved what they did last year. They got Luis Castillo, Robbie Ray. I like their pitching staff. You look at that Julio Rodriguez kid is an absolute stud.
Ridiculous.
Stud. Ridiculous. They have some nice other pieces as well. When you look at, they added Colton Wong and a couple other guys. I got them kind of at 9, and then I got the Cardinals at 8. Again, I worry about their pitching. Wainwright's obviously on the DL. He's healthy enough to sing the national anthem today, but and then Wilson Contreras got hurt today, but I still got them. When you have 2 guys who can win you a National League, win the NL MVP, and Goldie and Arenado, you got to be in the top 10. So I got them at 8.
Yeah, and I got Seattle at 8 for the same reasons as you just said. Up and coming stud in Rodriguez, 2 top end pitches in Castillo and Robbie Ray. A team that was an underlying sleeping kind of team last year. They could get the Astros this year. They really can. The Astros, lost Verlander. Altuve's out for 2 or 3 months here at the beginning of the season with a broken thumb. I think that they can be gotten this year, the Astros. And if this is the year, then the only team in that division that I think can get them is Seattle. So
I agree with you on that point there, but I got to see it happen. Like Seattle is just out my top 10, just like your Cubbies are just out my top 10. I mean,
they shouldn't be nowhere near the top 10, Johnny.
Right. Well, I mean, bro, I like your team this year. You'll say they're gonna be sneaky.
Hey, you must like them more than I do. Hey, what you got down there in Florida?
I got some of that sticky, but I got Cleveland at 8. I got Seattle. Like I said, I got to see more Seattle, and this could all, like you said, this could all change in a month. You know what I mean? Because the season just started, but. Right now, I got Seattle and the Cubs, looking, outside looking in the top 10, and I got Cleveland at 8.
See, I had the Guardians outside, like number 11. So
right.
You got the who'd you have at 8?
Cleveland, the Guardians.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Scott, who you got at 7?
I got Toronto. I think
Me too.
with young talent, with we say Vlad young, but he's been in the big leagues for 5 or 6 years now. Bo Bichette, George Springer. Their pitching staff could be decent if Berrios was to come around. If Berrios is the whole key to that team. If he becomes the stud, the ace number 1 pitcher that Toronto thought they were getting when they got him in a trade, then Toronto's going to be really dangerous for the Yankees to win that division. So I like Toronto this year. I think this is the year that they could get the Yankees with all the pitching staff injuries. But the Yankees still have I think, a more complete offense than Toronto does. And that might be strange to say, but I just think with Volpe down at the bottom of the lineup, I think the Yankees' length in that lineup is a little bit more than the Blue Jays. So,
yeah, I agree with that. I got Toronto at 7 as well. I love that lineup. And it's funny because Vlad is still young. He has been in the league 5 years, but he came up at 20. So he's just a ridiculous player, Bo Bichette. Like, I love that team. I so wanted the Yankees to trade for Berrios because I think he's going to be a stud. If he finds it this year, the Yankees could be in trouble, especially with the injuries that they're having. He can win 20 games and stuff and win a Cy Young. He's got that. His stuff is nasty. It's just he don't always know where it's going.
Absolutely.
So if he can figure that out, he's going to be scary good. I don't know about the rest of their rotation, but I think they'll be able to slug their way into a lot of wins. I think they will be battling the Yankees down the stretch, to win a division. I got them at 7, man. Toronto's going to be good, bro.
So at 7, I got the New York Mets at 7. I'm a little worried about this team, though. I think I almost didn't want to put them on there, but because of the potential. By this time next month, they may not be in my top 10. I'm worried because they got 2 old-ass pitchers in Scherzer and Verlander.
And Verlander, they said something about an IL already
today, right? To put on the IL. Hey, they could go a month or 2 where they don't have either one of these 2 guys, and it's gonna look real bad. But they still got decent team. They still got the polar bear. We still got Francisco Lindor.
Right.
They don't have Carlos Carrasco's a good 4, but he's going to have to move up if they get hurt. Can Brandon Nemo continue his progression? I do like fat Daniel Vogelbach as well.
Yeah, McNeil's a good player too.
Yeah, McNeil's good. I mean, obviously, not having Edwin Diaz in those trumpet is going to hurt them. But I got the Mets at 7, if you ask me which team I think could fall out the quickest of my top 10, it would be the Mets. Yeah. I got them 3rd in their division, winning in their division overall, but I got them right now at 7 on the old Bodkins BPR.
See, I got them at 6, and I feel the same way as you, Nick. Like I'm worried about them. I'm worried about St. Louis. I don't know what's going to happen with your. Like I said, I like your Cubs. I don't know what's going to happen with Milwaukee, but I'm worried about St. Louis too. But the Mets, yeah, I'm with you. In a month, the Mets could be completely out of this list. They say you can't win a title in April, but you can definitely lose it in April because if they have a bad month or two, that might be it. They won't be able to catch Atlanta and Philly. So, but yeah, I got the Mets, the New York Metropolitans at number 6, man.
Who you got at 6?
I got the Mets. I just think they're going to be the team that falls out of it. If any of the teams, Verlander's getting $40 million. He's already on the IL. Scherzer has been great, but eventually he's going to come back down to earth.
He's so old, man. I mean, they've been around a long time, both of those guys.
But he's still dealing though, Max Scherzer, bro.
He can still deal, but we saw last year he got hurt and missed quite a bit of time.
Yeah. And I do love their offense, and the one guy you forgot to mention is Starling Marte. And he's Mr. Consistent all year long. He just comes in, he hits 20 home runs, drives in 90 runs, bats 280, 290. So I'm a little shaky on this Mets number 6. I think they could very easily fall out of the top 10 here. And if Scherzer ever got hurt while Verlander was out, the Mets would be in serious trouble.
Yeah, and I think that could very well happen. Like that's it could very well happen between those two. That's what happens when you got aging pitchers.
Yeah,
and they don't have any young guys to back them
bring up. Right. They ain't got nobody in the system.
Yeah. So my number 6 team is none other than the LA Dodgers. I got them at 6. Again, I feel like I've been talking about Julio Urias making this leap for the last 5 years. He's another young pitcher, and I'm waiting for him. Still got Clayton Kershaw, but I mean another old aging pitcher. Obviously now they lost their shortstop, and Trey Turner's gone. They lost the shortstop who was supposed to replace Trey Turner.
Gavin Lux,
Gavin Lux.
ACL.
Yeah, Lux, ACL. They still got Mookie Betts. And they still got a decent lineup: Freddie Freeman, Vargas, and Max Muncy. And they're going to make a move eventually, right? Like they'll always find somebody or somehow make a trade, or there'll be some Dodger that comes out of left field that we never heard of that was an A-ball and makes the freaking lineup, and he wins Rookie of the Year because that's what the Dodgers do. Yeah. But yeah, I mean their lineup, their pitching staff is really good. Urias, Kershaw. Tony Gosselin's pretty good, even though he's on the IL. Dustin May. I mean, Noah Syndergaard, when Thor's your 5th guy, I feel like you're in pretty decent shape. And then you even have some guys in the bullpen that are still pretty good as well. I got the Dodgers right now at 6.
Yeah, I don't have them in my top 10.
Woo!
I do not.
Take.
So I do not. First of all, Mookie Betts is getting shifted between right field, second base, center field.
Why are they doing that? Why are they doing that?
I have no idea.
Leave that kid alone in right field, man. He got right field locked down, man.
Number 2, if Urias does not come through for the Dodgers, Kershaw always gets hurt. Walker Buehler's Tommy John surgery. Syndergaard as a number 5 would have to bump up to a number 3, and I really don't like that.
Then you're in trouble.
You're in trouble. So I'm really shaky. And the DH is JD Martinez, and he was up there in Boston this year. Yep. So I'm a little really shaky on the Dodgers this year. I said a few weeks ago, Johnny, that I think the Padres are going to win that division, and I really do. I think the Padres.
I do too, but I still got the Dodgers. They can still make the playoffs and be a wild card.
See, and this is going off of, what I'm saying, like a lot of what they did last year and building into this season. Yes, they made some moves as far as this top 10 right now. Like I said, in a month, I'll have a month worth of games to evaluate, and it could be all kind of, jiggered differently. But I got my next 2, 4, and 5. I got 5. I got San Diego, and I got the Dodgers at 4. That's just giving them respect for what they've done the last several years.
You got the Dodgers at what do you got at 5?
I got the Padres at 5. I got to see them do it.
I got them way higher.
I got to see them do it.
I do too.
You know what I'm saying? Because they've been getting superstar after superstar every year, and then they always wind up choking. So I got to see it happen. But right now I got them at 5, and I got the Dodgers at 4. So 5 San Diego.
So who you got at 5? Scott?
I got the Phillies. Trey Turner acquisition. They will make a trade at the middle of the season. Bryce Harper will be back. Don't forget about that. That'll add to their lineup. He'll DH the whole rest of the year, but he'll at least be back. And their pitching staff, Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, guys like that. I think Philly. I don't think they're going to win the division, but I think they're gonna push the Braves for that division. I just think if they're there, the Trey Turner acquisition for them
was big.
Really, really solidified them as a National League championship contender in my mind.
They were in the World Series last year too. Don't forget that, folks. So
yeah, I think they'll be back. They could be back this year.
I'm right there. I have the Phillies at 5. One guy you didn't mention is my guy Kyle Schwarber. I mean, Schwarber bombs away. Hey,
now there's no shift, so that average is going to go up a little bit.
And if the one guy that's the X factor for them is Nick Castellanos. If he could get going on offensively for them, they're going to be really dangerous when Bryce Harper.
And you know he has it in him because he's proven it that he has. He just had a down year last year.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm with you. I got the Phillies at 5. Johnny, you said you have who at 4?
The Dodgers. I got the Dodgers at 4.
Okay. Scott, who you got at 4?
I have the Yankees at 4.
Hey, Scott, you steal my homework? We ain't even changed it up the last 2.
So here's I would probably have the Yankees at 3. The reason I have the Yankees at 4 is the pitching staff. It's not starting off good. Rodon's on the IL. Severino's dealing with an injury. So Garrett Cole pitched an amazing game today. He was phenomenal. So if that offense can keep it up, Stanton and Judge can stay healthy for the whole year. I think the Yankees could be the best team in the American League. I don't have it that way right now, but I think if they could start off red hot and that duo could stay healthy the whole year, 65, 70 home runs is not out of the question for both of them combined. So I like the Yankees a lot this year. I think they could go to the World Series this year out of the AL.
And we'll talk about our World Series prediction here in just a little bit at the end. I got the Yankees at 4. I'm with you, Scott. You nailed it. Bringing back Judge, Stanton, moving Gleyber Torres to second, and this Valde kid is supposed to. Johnny kind of talked about how good he is.
Yeah. And Anthony Volpe.
Volpe is his name. Yes. Okay, Volpe. So that kid's supposed to be the real deal. They said he only played a few games in the minor leagues. Got really great speed on the base pass. So. I think, and you mentioned at the top of the show how good he is with the glove already. So, Johnny, who you got at 3?
I got my Yankees at 3. Again, I'm worried about the pitching as well. Yeah. They're depending on a lot of young kids. Clark Schmidt, Johnny Brito, who was in Double-A and Single-A a lot of last year, is probably going to be the 5th starter. Domingo Germán's going to be in this rotation because not only is Severino and Rodon, but we lost Frankie Montas before the season even started. He's done. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So 60% of the pitching staff is on the IL. So you know what I'm saying? That's a little scary, but I think we'll be able to hit our way to some wins early in the season. But yeah, right now I got them at number 3. If they can be healthy, I agree with Sky. If they can be healthy towards the end of the season, I think they can battle Houston for the American League and actually give them a series unlike last year.
Yeah. Nick, I'm going to let you go because we probably got the same 3. So
I got the Atlanta Braves at 3.
I got them at 3 too.
Hey, you ain't changed up the homework, Scott. You're going to get us in trouble with the teacher. You're supposed to change it up a little bit. I got the Braves at 3. This is the first year in about 2 years where Acuna and Ozzy Albies will be healthy together. Mm-hmm. Max Fried is I think obviously one of the best pitchers in this league. Yep. That team top to bottom, even though they lost Dansby to my Cubs, still can go rake from top to bottom. Freeman was gone last year. Matt Olson really outplayed Freeman last year.
Yes. And they didn't mess around and did the smart thing and immediately re-signed him. I mean, Atlanta's good.
You got the young kid in Austin Riley as well. Mm-hmm. Jonathan Grisham it's his Braves, and there's not a real hole. I think the only hole maybe is Marcell Ozuna, right? And they have one of the best pitching staffs in the league, and they'll just be. I just think this team's ready to go again. Could make another deep run.
Since me and Nick probably have the same top two, and the one guy he didn't mention was Ronald Acuna.
I said Acuna.
Yeah, he said Acuna and Ozzy Albies. Yeah,
they're a young team.
Yes.
All of them are young,
and they're young, but they've been together and still winning.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's this shit that pisses me the fuck off, because the Cubs had that shit and they didn't re-sign anybody. They let them all go. We could have been what the Dodgers and the Braves have. Sign a bunch of young talent, re-sign them, keep them together.
Epstein didn't want. He could have locked them all up young, and he could have had that core of the lineup.
No, what we do? We let them all walk out the door.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Cubs.
Every time I see the Braves, I'm like, that could have been us. It could have been us.
Yeah.
They seem to just allow everybody to say, okay, we won our World Series. Now we're just going to let everybody go.
Yeah.
Right.
So the Braves, I think they're going to keep these guys together. You know,
they're all signed to long-term deals.
Yeah. They have a great front office. Anthopoulos knows exactly what he's doing. He's got a pitching staff that's really good and really underrated. He's got a bullpen that's really good, really underrated. He's put a really good team together, and the Braves are going to be in the mix for a decade, I'd say, if not longer.
Just like the 90s Braves. But they're yeah.
That's why I got them at number 2, man. My number 2 team is the Atlanta Braves, man. For everything we just talked about, Atlanta, I think, is the best team right now in the National League. They could be the best team in baseball right now. So I got Atlanta. The ATL is my number 2 team.
So you want to take number 2 or number 1? Because we probably got the same 2 and 1.
Who you got 2?
San Diego.
Okay, I got the Astros.
Okay, I got the Astros 1. So
I got San Diego.
I got the Astros 1. You got San Diego as your number 1 team.
We'll talk about that. Just let me go ahead. You got them at 2, Keith or Scott.
So San Diego has an offense that could be the best offense in baseball.
1,001%.
Fernando Tatis, who's coming back in a couple of weeks. Manny Machado, Xander Bogaerts, a pitching staff with Yu Darvish, with Blake Snell, with Musgrove, with all these guys. They have gone out as the 27th biggest market in baseball and said, we don't care. We're spending money. We're going for it this year.
Is there an underground drug deal leading from San Diego to Mexico, and they're just funneling drugs and money into the stadium?
No, they're actually
how the hell do they get all these guys?
Because the money that they get in the collective bargaining, they're actually putting it into their team, unlike other owners in Pittsburgh, Cincinnati that are pocketing. Milwaukee,
they went all in.
Put that money in their pocket instead of putting it into the team.
And the thing with them, do you remember about 5 years ago when they got all these guys in and then they struggled all year and they just disbanded it? This management staff won't do that. They will keep these guys together. So I think the Padres being together, they could be the best team in the National League. Yes. The Dodgers are going to come back to them. The Dodgers have been all division for them for the last, 5-6 years. I think the Dodgers have way too many holes in their team. They're too old. They didn't replace Trey Turner, really. They didn't replace Justin Turner, really. So I think the Padres are gonna win 105 games this year. I really do. I think they have the makeup in the team to win a lot of games. Pitching staff's great. They play in that small market. They're out in the West Coast. Nobody's really paying attention to them during the year because the games start at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. So a lot of people aren't watching them, but they're going to be the team in the National League I'm not going to foreshadow it, but they're a team that's destined to win a lot of games this year.
Jay Bird says they're funneling fentanyl, not marijuana, so out of Mexico. So he knows. He lives in San Diego, so he knows. So, Johnny, who you got at the 2?
I got 2. I said I got ATL, and then I got number 1. I got Houston, but I got Atlanta at number 2.
I got at 2. I got the Astros. Again, I mean, they lost. They lost Verlander, but they're pitching with Valdez and Javier are really good 1-2 young pitchers. Then that lineup is still, I mean, just really good. Bregman's still there. They still got Altuve. Alvarez is an absolute stud. Then they brought in Jose Abreu as well, who can hit 30 some odd home runs. So I got them at 2. And then the 1, I mean, like Scott said, I got the Padres. I mean, there's just on paper, I know they got to play the games, but I understand, Johnny, like you said, you wait until we see it, but on paper, by God, that's an all-star team. All-star team once Tatis gets back. And they're moving guys around. I am a little worried about their defense because they have to move Tatis to left, and they're moving this guy over. But I mean, when you got Manny Machado, who they just signed for a long term, they got Juan Soto, they got Tatis. I mean, Jesus, that team is absolutely loaded, top to bottom. I just don't know how you're going to beat them in a long series because that team is just so good.
And it's not just that, and it's the pitching staff too.
Oh yeah, Darvish.
So they got the
Blake Snell.
That's what I'm saying. I got them in my top 5.
Yeah,
I got them in my top 5. I got them at number 5
right now. Way too low.
You know, saying let's see what happens. We'll see in a month. How much is flip flops. But no, my number 1 team is Houston, man. It's the defending champs. That young pitching staff is really good. I love their manager. You know what I'm saying? He got the monkey off his back, winning his first title. Houston's been the freaking best team in the American League, as hard as it is for me to say, for the last several years. They've knocked out the Yankees 3 of the last 6 years, swept us in the ALCS last year. So I got to give them their props for now, and I'll put them at the number 1 spot for now.
Yeah, but I could very easily see them falling to 3 or 4 in the month.
No, I feel you. Like I said, this whole thing could be flip-flopped and some other teams creep in by next month.
I just think they have to rely on some of these stuff. And I have them at 1, too, because the defending champs, Dusty Baker's a really good manager. And they got the talent there to sustain number 1. But their pitcher staff's going to prove it to me. This year, they have to prove it to me.
Yeah, they don't have that.
Well, they don't have Justin for the first time in several years.
Yeah, so. Exactly. Or Garrett Cole, or you know what I mean, or somebody like that, right? Like they don't have that.
And you're asking
that veteran, true number 1 guy that's proven.
Now at the trade deadline, will they go out and get somebody if they're in the rate? Absolutely, they'll do it. But
but there's so many teams that are thinking that same thing. Like now the Mets are in a position where they could go for somebody because of Steve Cohen. They don't have to deal with the Wilpons owning that team anymore. So there's a lot of teams that can still make a move at the trade deadline. I mean, that's several months down the road. But yeah, right now, I got to give it to Houston. But I mean, I don't blame you on the San Diego, Nick. I mean, it is an all-star team. I mean, just them getting Juan Soto after already having Manny Machado and Fernando Tatis, like that's not even fair. You know what I'm saying? Like now I understand. Right. Now I understand all the people that used to hate on the Yankees, talking about they buy all the best players. I get it now. Why a lot of people be hating on the Yankees? Because look at what San Diego doing. But they're fun to watch, man. I love. I know Tatis with whatever is going on. You know what I'm saying? But he's fun to watch, man. So I'm gonna stay up to watch some of those games, bro.
I like that the Padres are going for it this year.
I do too.
I really do. Yeah. In all these owners and GMs that are laid back and say, "Oh, we're going to wait," the Padres said, "Forget that. We're signing everybody we can," and that's what they're doing. So,
hey, their GM said, their owner said to the GM, "Give me everybody." He said, "Who?" I said, "Give me everybody."
Yeah, he said. Fuck the minor league prospects. It's like you know, just like they said, fuck them picks. The Rams a couple years ago. They ain't worried about minor league prospects. They went out and they got proven superstar. Nobody even mentioned Hader as a closer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just come on, man. That's ridiculous. So it's gonna be fun to see. Hopefully they meet their potential. You know what I'm saying? And we actually see them battling in the playoffs and stuff like that. So it'll be fun to watch. It's freaking I love baseball season, man.
Speaking of playoffs, let's go ahead and get it. Hey, Johnny, we'll start with you. Your World Series prediction and winner.
Wow. All right, I'm going to be a homer, and I don't care. I'm gonna say Yankees Padres, and I'm gonna say the Yankees win it in 7. Make it that interesting.
Scott, who you got?
I'm going Padres Mariners, and I say the Padres win it in 6.
Padres Mariners.
Scott with the hot takes, boy. You got the Mariners making it to the World Series.
Yeah, I'm just really high on them this year.
They just broke making it to the playoffs for the first time in 20-something years, and the next year they go into the World Series.
So, in all honesty, about 3 weeks ago, I wasn't
Scott,
high
you know
on
Randy Johnson and King Griffey Jr. and Jay Buhner ain't
Jay
walking
Buhner,
through that.
They ain't playing that, Tina.
They ain't walking there no more. They ain't playing at the Kingdom no more, right?
I know, but 3 weeks ago I was not high on the Mariners at all. I thought they'd make the playoffs, but I didn't think they would go far. I just think Julio Rodriguez, and I think they got pieces around him and their pitching staff with Castillo. Castillo makes all the difference in the world for them. They don't have Castillo, they're not going far in the playoffs. They may not even make the playoffs. But with Castillo now, he rounds out that pitching staff. He makes them very good. And I just think that they're going to be that team that nobody wants to play if they get in the playoffs. And they're going to be the team that's the toughest out in the AL of all the teams.
Hey, I'm with you. I hope they take out Houston. Hopefully the Yankees don't have to see Houston in the playoffs and in Seattle. I actually worry about Robbie Ray. The Castillo is a stud. I so wanted the Yankees to get him. I'm glad he went to Seattle and not to Boston or Toronto or some shit like that.
Right.
But I worry about Robbie Ray. He had the phenomenal year on his walk year. He got his contract, and then he was okay.
He was
so if he is who he can be, and Castillo stays healthy, then they got a nasty 1-2 right there with those two starters, man.
Right. That's what I'm banking on. That Robbie Ray goes back to the Robbie Ray that
so you
pitched
got him in
well
the World
in his contract
Series
year.
Against the San Diego, an all West Coast World Series. Ain't nobody gonna be watching.
Yeah, right. Hey, ESPN, ABC, Fox, they're gonna be pissed off that Scott's World Series prediction. Man, I have gone back and forth on mine. I got similar situation as you guys. For the sake of being different, I'm gonna go. I just don't. I still got to go to the Padres. I just think I want to say the Braves. I think Braves.
I was just about to say, like Jay just said it. Yeah, Jay just said it too. With Braves and Mariners, I don't agree with the Mariners, but I could so see Atlanta doing it. Like I said, San Diego needs to show me that they can do it, but they got all the potential in the world. So that's why I'm giving San Diego the nod. But I could easily see Atlanta just completely running away with it.
I could see that being the NLCS. I'm gonna go Padres, and to be different than y'all, I got them winning over the Astros in 6.
I thought you were gonna say the Blue Jays.
You got Houston. I just don't think the Blue Jays got the pitching. I don't think the Blue Jays got the pitching. If they go out, the Blue Jays go out and add a frontline guy. With Barrios and everybody else, I think then they can do it. But I'm just nervous about that. Their pitching.
Yeah, and I don't know if Barrios will turn it around to a point where he's the ace number one of that staff. In 1 year.
Well, and the thing about it is that there's going to be a lot of teams looking for a top starter come trade deadline, and they don't have the farm system. Like they would have to give up one of their everyday guys to get a frontline starter. Because they don't have the farm system to do it. But it's going to be interesting, man. Like I said, it's day 1 of the baseball season. It doesn't get any better than this, man. I'm excited about this season, and I can't wait to see what our list look like in a month.
At least you guys got some names on your teams. Us, we got the popcorn guy from down the street.
You got spoiled for so long. You got 20-year run of the Patriots. Your Red Sox got 3 titles or 4 titles in the 2000s. So you'll say just take a little back seat and for a little bit. Let some other people have some fun. And you still got the Bruins and the Celtics balling out. The Bruins, if the Bruins can get past Tampa Bay, not for nothing.
This might be the first time
the Bruins are winning the title.
one of the few times in my life where my football team and my baseball team are below 500 in my life. So that rarely happens.
Another spoiled one.
I don't even say that. Shut up. Shut up. The Yankees and everything else.
Yeah. You can't even say the Dolphins. See? It's just the Yankees. That's it.
Listen, I've already, all honesty, the two things I did yesterday while I was sitting around doing nothing is I put Mariners American League pennant, Dolphins AFC East winners. Doesn't matter if they get Rodgers. Doesn't matter if they get Aaron the Jets.
I so want to take that 9.5 because I think they win 11, 12 games.
The over under. I would bet the over on 9.5.
Bet the over.
I bet the over too.
I'm gonna go ahead and do it, man. I was too much of a punk to do it last year when it was 8 or 8.5.
Yeah, I'd bet the over on it.
Yeah.
Hey, before we get out of here,
I'm gonna have to holler at you for some picks, man. I need some extra cash, Scott. So I'm gonna have to holler at you, bro.
Get that AC fixed, Johnny.
You ain't lying, bro. And they can't come out to the 6 because they got to replace the whole unit.
Oh,
shit. Come out to the 6. So I got another week of this, bro. Like I might as well invest in this fan company because I got like 5 of them already. For real. It's crazy.
Hey, before we get out of here, Johnny, what you got going on the rest of the week?
I got nothing for tomorrow. I get to just chill and watch some women's NCAA basketball. Watch the best player in college basketball play tomorrow. And then Saturday I got my show with Dan on Saturday, and then Sunday we got Sunday I'm going up against Mr. Rob Logan in the trivia game with Dan. And I ain't gonna front. I'm nervous as hell, bro, because I don't feel like being embarrassed in front of everybody.
Did you study up on your Chargers history because that's what Rob's team is? So,
I guess I'm gonna have to, man. Because that's.
Hey, don't forget.
I'm hoping he gives me more Chargers stuff because I actually know a little bit about the Chargers, but.
Hey, don't forget Monday. You're taking the buffoon spot. And,
yes, I know. I'm holding. Yes,
buffoon.
April 3rd. Yes, I am holding it down for my boy Tanner. I will be there with Nick, holding down the buffoons and BodkinShow. Absolutely.
Scott, what you got going on the rest of the week?
I'm off.
What are they doing at the nursing home? Bingo and
green Jello.
The green Jello.
We're having a taste test of Jello shots tomorrow night at the home. So me and Keith decided we'd do something like that. But Saturday, I'm on with Tanner and JG around the in the hoop, and then Sunday, I guess our collab show is now a permanent thing for us.
April 15th. Start April 15th.
April 15th.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I will be watching Johnny Cruz battle Rob Logan on Sunday. In the we got all the answers. Yeah. And I guess
that show is wrong.
I got the
Bluetooth. It should be we don't know shit. That's
I got the Bluetooth ready for you to give me the answer, Scott. Hopefully nobody listening.
The game should be called We Don't Know Shit is what the game should be called.
And did I read right? Dan said he's got some surprises up his sleeve for that too.
Yeah.
So and then I'm on Tuesday baseball show, and then I'll be back with my show. I think we're gonna have a dynasty guy on. So Johnny, get your dynasty questions ready because I'm gonna fire him fast and furious at this guy. So I forget who Dan said it was, but so sorry out there if you're watching, but this week's been hell of a week. So
he's so Tanner's comment. He's gonna be driving and judging me.
Where is
I'm gonna do my best, Tanner.
He's going to Milwaukee.
Yeah,
it means the great land.
He's gonna watch the loser Brewers play for a week. Is that what he's gonna do?
Yeah, after they get swept by the Cubs.
Well, I know. Listen, it's highly possible. It's highly possible. Then the Cubs will be up to number 5 for Nick next week.
Hey, they might. Hey, I'm a Cubs fan through and through. I know the first month of baseball don't mean shit.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
We got to get past the All-Star break.
Well, maybe the popcorn vendor and the Mexican food guy could come together for the Red Sox because they were terrible today. So,
hey, they're going to have to bring David Ortiz back from retirement and
Manny
and get the Johnny Damon, get the gang back together.
Dig Ted Williams up from the grave. Here you go, Ted. Throw you out in left
Don't they
field.
got his head frozen somewhere?
Nursing home
Ain't
that,
his head frozen somewhere?
Yeah, he is. He is. Hey, ask a couple of them old guys at the nursing home to get together and you guys play the old timer game.
Keith will set that up for us. So I'm facing Keith in 2 weeks on the game show. So I better be nice to Keith so he's nice to me.
Hey, shout out Jay. Jay says, everybody make sure you remember to do your taxes, and great show.
Absolutely.
Guys.
The IRS does not
care.
care.
We appreciate it.
They
really, after your Puerto Rican ass, Johnny, all 8 shows your ass, they know this Puerto Rican motherfucker he got to have money.
Is Jay got a thing to the IRS? Got a little code to the IRS. So
hey, Scott, Jonathan says he got a decent swing and a glove. He can if the Red Sox need his help, give him a call. So
Jonathan, we do.
Help,
you saw him play today. We do. Help, John. Yeah, they need your help big time, Jonathan. So get a uniform and let's go.
Hey, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I'll be back Sunday as well with my typical Sunday sit-down show. Dan Harris says, we don't know the time yet because it's my son's birthday. Shout out Jaden. It'd be 13 on Sunday, so I told him it's got to be early in the day so we can do some things Sunday night for the boy. But turn big. My oldest boy turns 13 this Sunday. Hey, this kid, I love him. He's already 5'10" at 13. Nice. Hey, there's one person he's still looking up to, and that's mean old dad. But I tell him, hey,
13's a good number too, man. Happy birthday to him, 13. You said Jaden?
Yep. Hey, I tell him all the time, hey, you ever want a shot at the title, let me know.
Oh yeah, dude. I banged that into them at a young age, bro. We can go outside whenever y'all ready.
Hey, you feel froggy, go ahead and leave.
Whenever you think you're tough enough, I don't care how tall you are.
My favorite thing to do is we play basketball. Loves playing. He's a basketball player. We play basketball. My favorite thing to do, we play 2 games. The first games usually come up close, and I always let it be close. And then I just snatch his soul from him. And then we run it back, and I just dominate him. And I just say, hey.
Yeah, do it while you can, bro. Trust me. Once everything starts to hurt, they're gonna dominate you, bro.
Hey, well, I turned 36 on Monday. I'm just afraid my ACL. One of these days, I'm playing, and my ACL just gonna go out the window. So then I'll be real fun.
I get to co-host the Buffoon and BodkinShow with you on your birthday.
No, it was this past Monday.
Oh yeah, happy belated birthday, bro.
Oh, thanks, brother.
You didn't see the montage?
I was about to say, we're going to really be celebrating on Monday. 36.
The montage Tanner brought up, you didn't see that?
No. I'm going to have to check it out, man. This week I've been trying to not completely dehydrate and just pass out this whole week. So I haven't been doing nothing but trying to stay as cool as possible, man, for real.
Well, you're always cool in my book, Johnny Cruz, but I'll be back Sunday. Not sure what time again. I'll be back with Chris Dalo. He coached athletes in the Olympics and everything else. So we are trying to book that for Sunday. Not sure the time. So, but we'll get that situated and we'll let everybody know. This has been another great show of the Bodkin Show. I appreciate both of y'all joining me again. Johnny, Scott / Keith, even though I keep calling you Keith. Old guys, man. I'm the one that keep mixing up the old guys.
They all look alike.
Old Boston white men all look the same to me. Who cares? They both root for the Patriots, both live in the nursing home.
Hey, this is the Stream of Conscience show. I'm Keith Engel. But Keith's great.
No, both great. Yes, both guys. Hey. I'm going to hit that outro. Be a friend, tell a friend. You guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, share. We'll see y'all on Sunday. Catch y'all next week as well.